to chill here in a nicer ambience. And you know what? We might as well make good use of our time.
You might be wondering, who am I and why am I sitting in an airport reviewing opening variations? Well, my name is Sebastian, I'm a 19-year-old chess candidate master, and I was traveling to Colombia to play 2 open international tournaments.
Let's rewind the clock back to 2016. When I was 10 years old, my parents signed me up to a local chess club in Bocas del Toro, Panama. It was just meant to be a weekly hobby, but then I qualified to my first tournament, the Under-12 National Championships, and I almost won the event. I blundered my last game on my birthday, but I got hooked. I was good at this. Over the next 9 years, I was always making progress, not so fast. I did not have a coach for many years, but I was always decent. And last year, just as I was finishing high school, I qualified to the World Chess Olympiad. I met so many legends, and I got my CM title. Now, everyone is telling me I'm too old. But really, I don't give a f***. I finally graduated from high school, and now I'm training seriously, and finally playing strong events to put in everything into making my dreams a reality. And this trip is one of the first chapters of this journey.
Here, I'm going to show you everything about the experience, what I learned, the games, and some more behind the scenes.
At 11 p.m., I arrived at my $25 a night Airbnb, which included a living room, a kitchen, a bathroom, and even a very nice balcony with 2 smart TVs. And then on the next day, the first game was about to begin. Right, so we just arrived. This is the playing area right next to the stadium.
So the first tournament in Bucaramanga, Santander, Colombia ended up being a big success. Even though I missed some opportunities, the recaps are all on the channel already. I got 5th place and I gained 18 rating points. But now it was time for a 12-hour bus journey to Medellin, Colombia for the second event. And this is where shit got real.
On a little bus break, headed to Medellin. Here are the buses. Drinking some national beer.
So then I arrived and I spent 1 week in Medellin. I had 1 free week without playing any tournaments, which I used to give some lessons to my students. I went to the gym, played some chess in the park, and yes, also had a little bit of fun. Then the tournament started and the first game went very smoothly. I won in about 15 moves. The recap is also already up on this channel. But then the second game comes and disaster strikes. I was outplaying my opponent. I had a very good position. And as we can see here, it was a Benoni. I was doing pretty well. And it gets to a point where after playing everything well, I have to convert the advantage. I need to calculate. And this is where I struggled a little bit to really be precise. And this game I actually ended up throwing away and even losing it at the end. So that was very unfortunate. Then on the third game, I'm playing a 2000 rated opponent with the black pieces. And once again, the opening goes very smoothly. I'm playing this line in the Catalan that I'm somewhat familiar with. I've talked about this in the game that I won in Bucaramanga. But after once again being very good at outplaying my opponent and getting a good position, I struggled to convert. Here Queen C6 was a very nice moment. I felt like everything was under control. But now look at this example. King H2, it's time to capture this pawn in A2 and slowly start pressing this endgame and converting it. But instead I go for A4. So sometimes I over-exaggerate this sense of calmness, of strategy, which leads me to not do so well in some of the games. And then at the end, even so, I managed to get a winning king and pawn endgame. And here I play this disastrous move, King F6. Very simply, if I were to start pushing the pawns, my pawn simply promotes earlier than hers by one move, and after h1, queen e2 check, king g1, king g6, and I win the game. And I did not calculate this. So these are the kinds of moments that I was missing, but then I did end up winning a very, very nice game in round 5 against Miguel Angel Lopez Lopera, and in the Caracan. Very smooth game, very much happy with this little sideline that I learned from Badur Jobava, bishop d6, e6, and then bishop d6. I played everything precisely, was very proud of king h8, all the good moves, and 1 or 2 inaccuracies, but I ended up winning the game very smoothly. And this person was actually having a very good tournament, so I was a little bit scared before this game. But then the critical moment comes. I've been doing okay. I mean, could have been smoother, lost some annoying games, made a few draws, but I had 5 points out of 7 games, so the situation was actually looking very good. And that's where I play in the 8th round against woman international master Sara Moncada. I'm playing with the white pieces, and I know she plays the Slav, so I decide to go for this Neo-Catalan English sort of setup with g6, b3, and although I don't know much theory here, this is exactly what I want. Just a playable game where I can slowly outgrind, where I can massage positionally, and this is actually exactly what happens. Because here, I play up until the 20th move approximately, I played all the number 1 engine moves. I was so proud of this game, just playing really, really well. All the good moves here, the pawn, can it be captured? Yes, it can. Queen takes a5, and I play everything precisely. And I get this 1 hour, 40 minutes against 15 minutes. And here I just start not calculating and going wrong once again. And after a few blunders, or a few imprecise moves, I actually get worse. And very painfully, I even ended up losing this endgame eventually. And this just destroyed my tournament, of course. But then, in the last round, in the 9th game, I'm playing Grandmaster from Serbia, Alexa Strikovic. And this is another game where I was very, very happy with how I pretty much held my own. I held equality with the black pieces against the Grandmaster until the 30th move. In this very interesting Benoni, well, not Benoni, but Benoni-esque line for black, where after bishop g5, g takes f6, and if we look at the computer analysis, I really did hold my own until eventually around the 30th move I didn't find the most precise way, and I did not manage to hold the position. Still, what are the conclusions? I'm very strong at positional chess. I can get some very good positions. I really outgrad my opponents, but I'm really failing at calculation. What does this mean? Well, that's the most important thing I have to work on, put many hours in a day in order to improve this. And if I can keep up my positional level that I'm playing at, getting these good positions, but then actually calculating well to convert them, I think there's a lot I can achieve in the next couple of months. So, thank you everyone for watching. If you enjoyed this and if you would like to continue supporting me on my journey towards the Chess Grandmaster title, then please consider subscribing to the channel. And if you want to work with me, then you can contact me on my website, which is linked in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.